We started this 5 years ago during the pandemic. We needed contact with people and other artisans for health-wise and for many other reasons. We contacted a few people we knew. They thought it was a great idea, and here we are at year 5, and we've grown larger, and we're very excited being here on this beautiful day.
I came to this part of Ontario. It's a spiritual home for me. The boreal forest evokes a lot of things. I started coming here at a young age and traveled in canoe country quite a bit, and it's had an effect. I decided this is where I want to be, and I haven't been disappointed.
My husband Fritz, who is a potter, has been established here for 30-odd years, creating this beautiful pottery. And then we discovered each other, got married, and I've been here 20-odd years, creating my own eco-dyeing, beautiful pieces of clothing. And we've just developed the property into taking the advantage of having this wonderful show here, Autumn Rendezvous.
When I moved here to Nebing in '89, I was it. I didn't know of anybody else that was, I'm sure there were creative people about, but I didn't know any other craftspeople. And I think what's happened in the last 4, 5, 6 years, there's an emerging community here. There's more and more of us. The creative community is growing here, which is really, I find, interesting. This came out of the pandemic. The first one was in 2020. And at that point, if anybody remembers, people have forgotten about the pandemic pretty quickly. But 2020, people wanted to get out. They didn't really know what was going to happen. They wanted to get out and talk to other humans. So, and we were still trying to make a living. So we combined the two. And I saw that first one as a service, just for people to get out and interact in a safe environment in the outdoors.
This is my first time at the Autumn Rendezvous sale, and I'm loving the location and the atmosphere. Well, first of all, I'm a potter, and Fritz has his gorgeous wood kiln here on the site, so that's always cool to see in person. And just the nooks and crannies of like woodland whimsy that Joyce has put together, it adds a lot to the atmosphere, I think.
Well, this is our second year at this event, but this is our third year in Nebing. Fritz and Joyce, who put this together, are fabulous people, and they've collectively brought a lot of great artisans together. Everything from pottery to woodworking to sculpture, and then also what they collectively do, Fritz and his pottery and Joyce and her fashions. It's such a great mix and mingle of we need more artisan events, and everybody supports local here. This is what's been great about the Thunder Bay area out in Nebing, even out in Kakabek and surrounding areas. We all want to support our own because we're kind of like this little island in the middle of the country. It's so great to see everyone celebrated so well.
So I grew up in Atikokan. I was born and raised there. A little community 2.5 hours west of Thunder Bay. Population is 2,800 people. That's on the sign. It's probably a little less, a little more. It's a little mining town. Anyway, yeah, I moved to Thunder Bay to go to university. I took the fine arts program at Lakehead University. Graduated majoring in ceramic sculpture and drawing. And yeah, I've just been continuing doing ceramic sculpture since. Yeah, I think that a lot of folks are inspired by the nature and the environment around here. There's a lot of really great areas to take inspiration from. But moving to Thunder Bay, I did notice that there's a significant artistic community. There's a really vibrant fine arts scene, music scene. There's a great film program at the college, so that spits out a lot of wonderful young film people. yeah, and I think we all work together collaboratively to, I don't know, lift each other up and, yeah.
And I still see it as kind of a service. It's a very casual atmosphere. People can have conversations. You can talk to people about what they're up to, kind of get a sense for how they are as people, what inspires them, and enjoy the beautiful landscape that we live in. Yeah, I started in 1983, and I had a studio in town for 6 years in the old Franklin Street School before they tore that down. Beautiful old building. And then we moved out here in '89, and I built my first wood-fired kiln a couple of years later. So there's a lot of wood around here. If it hasn't shown up in the pictures, this is the place for a wood-burning kiln. There's still lots of resource to use. So I'm on my 4th version of a wood-burning kiln here. The work, if you can see it in the background, tends to be rustic and understated. Wood firing is a really complementary way to finish that kind of pottery. There's lots of different kinds of pottery to do. This is what I've chosen to do and stick with. So.
I started pottery. I actually went to the Lakehead University arts program, so I started out doing a lot of sculptural work, and then wanted to turn pottery into my livelihood, so I did some wheel throwing, kind of transitioned to kitchen dishes that you see, teapots, and there's always more to learn, so I feel like my work evolves a lot over the years. Personally, I'm very inspired by natural materials. You can dig clay out of a ditch here. You can use wood ash from your stove to make glaze. So I feel like the proximity to beautiful nature inspires people to make things of natural materials. I would also say Thunder Bay's area specifically is very supportive of their local artists. You can't just be a full-time artist in any city, and I think Thunder Bay is one of those places where the local support is amazing. I'm really happy to be here among the artisans that Joyce has brought together for the Autumn Rendezvous.
A lot of people are returning because they've been here since the first year. So there's always something new to see with people's work and how they've grown and offering new exciting things. So this was also a chance with the show to bring them together and to give more exposure to what's happening out in Nebing.
The fall time is a really great time to get to know other artisans and check out what they're up to. I know the markets are always moving throughout the year from spring to Christmas, but fall I think is my favorite time to come out and meet some other artisans around the community.
It's been absolutely fabulous. We've been welcomed with open arms. We were a little bit worried about that, but our very first messages, even when we joined some local Facebook groups, it's like, welcome. We love the fact that you're different and new and can bring maybe a new perspective to what's already going on here.
Well, this is ideal. This is beautiful, especially the weather, and the pipes are really temperamental to to climate. So they tend to be working pretty good. today and in this kind of weather, but it won't be too long when it gets a little colder and the houses get drier and the reeds tend to tighten up, and I'll have a lot of trouble with them, but today it's very good. I'm playing the Irish pipes, also known as the Union pipes, or more commonly these days called the Uilleann pipes. Uilleann being the Irish word for elbow, and they're driven by a bellows here that I pump with my elbow, as opposed to what most people are familiar with, the Scottish Highland pipe, which is a blown instrument. Oh, this is great. It's wonderful to be invited by Fritz to come out and play. There's a lot of really good local artisans, and a lot of them are here. I think that community is really strong in the Thunder Bay area. There's a lot of craft shows and a lot of good pottery and quilting and wood carving and just about there's lots of stuff for Christmas.
Here, the things that aren't here is what's attractive. We got clean air, crowds. You can kind of busyness on the roads is like 15 minutes at 5 p.m. And in the morning too. So basically, there's more things under your control, I think. Now, at the same time, there's things that aren't here, but again, it's you can travel and find some balance that way. But I think it's pretty easy to live here in a lot of ways. One of the things that surprised me about this event is we're still doing it. And people have responded. They always it's a tranquil atmosphere here. I said before, it's casual. There's no, you don't have to be here and there. Nobody's pushing you anywhere. So I think that's what people like. And it's a beautiful autumn day. It doesn't get better than this.
I have customers.